It's me again, back with my second video. Doesn't really matter, I guess, what video it is, but today I just wanted to talk about my experience living sort of far from my friends and my school, everything. So basically, I'll probably share my experience, and if someone sees this video and relates, I'll maybe give some advice on how I deal with it and everything. But so basically, I used to live over by my school and friends, and in about 2018, my parents were divorced by then. My dad moved about 30 minutes away from that area with all my friends in my school, which was fine because my mom still lived over there. But every week I switched houses, whatever, and at my dad's I had to get up really early in the morning and go to school 30 minutes every morning. That was fine for a while, and then 2022 or 3, I think, my mom moved out even farther than my dad, about 45 minutes from my friends in my school. That really was not good for my social life, because every day I had to get up at my mom's house, especially even earlier, which really sucked because my school starts at 8, and I had to get up at 6 just in order to get to school, because my mom had to get to work too. She had to drop me off. Before I could drive, it was terrible. I had to actually plan out hangouts a week in advance, just to even just go hang out and get food or something, because my parents had to drive me. They had to be free. Everything in summer it especially sucked because they were at work and I was just doing nothing at home. But even once I started driving, it was better. I had to still drive all the way over myself usually, because that's where all my friends are. Even if I'm hanging out with one person, I usually just drive over there, which I'm used to driving a lot now because of that, so it's not as big of a deal to me. But what does kind of suck is most of my friends have their licenses, but whenever I go hang out with them, I'm usually the driver for wherever we go. So ever since my parents moved out here and I started driving, I have to spend a lot on gas, and it's kind of hard to actually save up money or anything like that because of gas. I had to get repairs on my car and everything. Because I'm driving so much, I get so many miles on my car. So, and around probably when my mom moved out here in 2022, like I said, that's probably when my friend group started getting much smaller, well, at least my friends, because it just became harder to hang out with them. And even when I started driving, it's hard to find energy to just, if I lived over there, it would be easy to just call up a friend and say, oh, want to hang out in 15 minutes, yeah. But I have to actually plan out when I gotta leave and everything, which is a little annoying, but it's whatever. But if anyone sees this and you're in a similar situation, just put in the time to hang out with people, because for a while when I started driving, I didn't, and it really took a toll on my social life. I didn't hang out with people that much until probably last year and a half, all the way through 9th through half 10th grade maybe. I just didn't hang out because I couldn't really I didn't feel like putting in the effort. But once I started actually driving over there myself and hanging out with people, it really boosted my confidence, social life, and everything. So if you are a similar experience, just put in the effort to drive and hang out with your friends if you can. One other thing, school, after school clubs and stuff like that, it's really hard to do that because you gotta be home before a certain time, or sorry, I'm not really good at talking when I'm trying to think, but if you want to be home and actually have time to do anything, it's hard to be in any clubs, because if you're in a club or a sport or something after school, it takes a while, and then you can't really do much afterwards because you have to drive home. But if you like live near there, obviously you can just hang out with people right after if you want. But I couldn't really do that because I had to drive home right away, which really sucked. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experience living far from my school and my friends, which, yeah, it sucks, but I put in the effort to hang out with people, and even though since then it kind of feels like you are like slipping away from your friends a little bit because you just can't hang out without them. But I probably said that same thing in different ways, like 5 times this video. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experience of that, living far from my school and my friends, and maybe someone will relate. And I don't know if you do relate, that's good. Nice to have someone to relate to. And yeah, thanks for checking out the video.